We begin with I-Team 8 and two major developments in the Delphi murders trial.
That's right. Let's start right now with the explosive new claims from Richard Allen's attorneys that just came out a little while ago. Those attorneys filed new paperwork in court this afternoon accusing the prosecution of hiding evidence that could help prove Richard Allen not guilty of the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. The court motion says the prosecution has taken months longer than allowed to hand over major pieces of evidence, including what the defense labels potential exculpatory evidence. The filings specifically cite video and audio of police interviews, the name of an expert who consulted with police on the possibility that the killings were part of a ritualistic sacrifice, as the defense had hinted, and details on a map showing cell phone activity near where the girls were found at the time police believe they were killed. And his attorneys say none of the phones have a connection to Richard Allen.
Phil, let's go to that second development now. A contempt of court accusation facing Allen's attorneys. Today, I-Team 8 has obtained new documents showing what could unfold in that hearing happening Monday morning.
Monday's hearing is set to deal with contempt of court accusations against Richard Allen's attorneys, Brad Rossi and Andrew Baldwin. Prosecutors want the judge to take some type of disciplinary action against the defense team over a leak of evidence in the Delphi murders last year. That leak, tied back to the defense team's legal office, included never-before-released photos of the scene where Abby Williams and Libby German died. Judge Francis Gohl has already called the attorneys grossly negligent for the leak, pushing them off the case in October of last year.
We've had an unexpected turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. The defense attorneys have withdrawn their representation of Mr. Allen.
Allen's attorneys have filed notice they plan to introduce evidence Monday that prosecutors had been in contact with online true crime podcasters and YouTube creators. One of them, Gary Baudet, who runs the YouTube page Fig Solve, which has spent extensive time covering the Delphi case.
I've gone from learning about the Delphi murders while listening to a podcast called True Crime Garage to creating YouTube videos to spread awareness about the case and to encourage people to tip in relevant information to law enforcement, hoping that a little nudge would make someone who knew something say something.
The defense team points to an October 22nd, 2022 video from the page that talks about a bullet found at the crime scene and linked to Allen when that information was still under seal and a week before it was unsealed. Allen's attorneys also plan to present evidence of Baudet communications about the disqualification of defense counsel, giving prosecutors defense work product and court staff revelations. In a letter to the court obtained by I-Team 8 Tuesday, Baudet defends his work, saying he did contact prosecutors when he received unsolicited Delphi evidence. He goes on to write, "I must unequivocally state that I was not involved in any strategy to disseminate crime scene photos." He goes on to claim his online interactions have been misrepresented by individuals who have targeted me due to my support for the Indiana prosecutor, law enforcement, and the Honorable Judge Gohl.
Again, that hearing is set for Monday, and in case you missed it, if you're just joining us, the judge has granted a defense request to move up Richard Allen's trial by 5 months. It's now set to start May 13th. Phil.